welcome back to Unarmored Talk Podcast. Again, it's good to see you. If you're on YouTube, if you're on audio, I can't hear you, but you can hear me. But hey, 2 weeks have gone past that fast. And we have another guest who's willing to remove their armor to help people. And I believe this one's going to be a fun, fast, and furious episode with Joey Nguyen. But before we get into our amazing guest, you guys know how to do it. Here it comes. Thank you. 2 powerful words. Thank you. Again, we're rapidly approaching 3 years, over 700 cities, 36 countries and territories, and have been, Unarmored Talk podcasts have been downloaded on audio and almost 80,000 views on the YouTube playlist. Again, can't do it without you guys. The feedback has been amazing. Continue giving me the feedback on Apple Podcasts homepage or get on my YouTube channel. And even if you just drop it, what's up, Mario? You guys know I'm going to reply within 24 to 72 hours. If I don't reply to you in 72 hours, you guys can go, sorry, Major, get Mario, get on your face and give me 10, right? And I'll work that out until 2025. But let's get right into the show. Joey Nguyen, he is a Marine. He is a YouTuber. He's got over 17,000 subscribers. He's interviewed a ton of people. He's a positive influencer, and he does more behind the scenes, and we're going to get into that. Joey, welcome to Unarmored Talk Podcast.
Thank you, Sergeant Major. I'm honored to be here today.
No, thank you. I've been watching you. I love what you're doing. I love your energy. And I said, you know what? I'm glad we connected through the parade deck. And so can you tell the listeners and viewers just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So my name is Joey. I make educational content, I want to say, but also like on my, interview videos, I like to just, shed some light on, military stuff that isn't usually talked about when civilians talk with recruiters and stuff like that. Like a lot of information is left out, like how much money you make, what it's really like in the Marine Corps. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of entertain, educate, and inform people that are in the military, but also looking to join the military.
No, I like it. And also, Joey, from my memory, aren't you the COO or something?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm a reservist, and on the civilian side, I work as a COO. I started off as a creative director. Or actually, I started off as a personal assistant. Then I moved to creative director, and then now I'm the COO of a entrepreneurship and personal finance YouTuber. His name's Charlie Chang. So you just search up on YouTube Charlie Chang, and you'll see him. Yeah.
Right. And then how many subscribers roughly does Charlie Chang have?
He has I think he just hit 900K like a couple days ago.
900,000, ladies. Everyone, right? Just hit 900,000. And Joey Nguyen, the Marine, is the COO of this YouTube platform. Again, you're going, yeah, Mario, thanks. I'm going, you start off as a personal assistant and now you're the COO. That's amazing. I mean, that is YouTube industry. If you guys know, if you're a YouTuber out there, you guys know this is not an easy industry. You just don't create a YouTube channel and you have 1,000 subscribers like overnight.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, no, definitely. It took Charlie over 10 years to really see success on YouTube. He created multiple channels, multiple videos, and it really comes down to just consistency and not giving up.
Wow. Well, let's get to you, Joey. You interview a lot of people. I love how you use your platform to just bring right information to people. Let them decide what they want to do with the information. And you interview. I love the way you interview people. But I haven't seen you get interviewed. Have you ever been interviewed before?
No, Sergeant Major. So I haven't. This is my first time. So yeah, I'm a little nervous. Yeah.
Well, you know what they say, to come on Unarmored Talk Podcast, first of all, you got to have some courage. And so I applaud you because you'll be our 75th episode. And that's a milestone, by the way, for Unarmored Talk. So you'll be part of our 75th episode and achievement. And you have the courage to do it, and you're a Marine. So let's get into it. What is it about Joy? Like what how did this all begin? What made you go, I'm going to create a YouTube channel and I'm just going to start interviewing people? Like, how did that begin?
So I actually got the inspiration to do interview content from Charlie. So for Charlie stuff, we started to do interviews like maybe like a year ago. And so I've been like sort of experimenting on that side of the online world for quite a while. So I kind of understood how that worked before doing that for my own social media.
Right. And so when you first started doing your own, when you started your YouTube channel and you said, I'm going to take this skill I learned from Charlie and I'm going to try it out. Were there any times you were like, I don't think I'm as good as this is not working the way I think it should?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have like doubts because that's how social media kind of works. You always kind of doubt yourself until you do it and then you see like how it how people respond to it. But I think I had like a pretty good idea of what I could bring to the industry because nobody was doing like military interviews at the time.
Mhm.
And so, that's the thing about like entrepreneurship and just standing out in the market is you see like what what kind of demand is there in the market and what's the supply, right? So there was no supply for any military interviews. And so I was kind of like, I guess the first one to start doing military interviews. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I did. I just got lucky.
No, well, you mentioned it. You thought through it. You did some research. You identified opportunities. I mean, that was a choice. You didn't have to do that, and so you took a thoughtful approach to it, and you identified kind of a niche, and then you created a platform. I think it's again, I believe it's amazing. Did you ever create an interview, or did you ever do an interview? You did some self reflection, and you were like, man, I could ask some better questions, or here's some areas I think I need to improve on. How did that work?
Yeah, I'm always like thinking of like new questions and new videos to create from these interviews. Like I've only done like one long form interview video on YouTube and it did really well. And I have like a bunch of other ones that I have to edit. But once I get those out, I'll be able to see like what the like popularity is in terms of like which subjects are like good. Like for example, my previous one was asking Marines what they think about other branches. So that one was kind of like a it was kind of like a controversial topic, I guess. So I guess that's what I think made it perform well. But yeah, we'll see. I'm still like experimenting with some of the content that I have in the future.
Right now, when I know for me, Joey, I don't like watching myself. Like after I record a video, create any content, and then watching me, I don't like that. Do you share the same emotion? Like, do you enjoy watching your content and analyzing yourself after you create it?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I learned from, analyzing Charlie's content because I would just see, footage after footage, hours of footage of him interviewing people and talking in the on in front of a camera. And so that really got me used to analyzing things without the emotional side of it, just
Mm.
objectively like what sounds good and what doesn't look good and all the other things that you notice that make a good video versus a bad video. And so yeah, I definitely do struggle sometimes where it's like, oh, like I look so stupid or I sound so stupid, but I just really try to like, look at it objectively and it's like, okay, what is the best for the viewer?
Yeah, yeah. And have you ever had an experience where a Marine said, "You know what? I was having a bad day," and when you just came up and asked me to do this interview, that really, really made my day positive. Like, have you ever had one of those experiences?
Um, I haven't had any Marines tell me that the interview, like just on the spot, made their day, but I have gotten messages where, like, for example, my sergeant, he does music on the side. And
Mm.
so one of the TikToks that I made from, interviewing him, I was able to, there was this guy in the Air Force or something like that. that ended up checking out his music and then sent him a DM like, hey, I love your music. And so, yeah, just like being able to provide a platform to, give to the Marines in my unit that, need that exposure online. Maybe they do music, maybe they do fitness, maybe they do something, and they just need more, I guess, online marketing to it. And so, yeah, that's like sort of, I guess, similar to them saying that. Yeah, it would make
No,
them.
and that's pretty cool because I'm a Department of Labor contractor facilitator, so I facilitate employment workshops for transitioning servicemen and women, and part of the workshop is personal branding and how to build those strategies to get your brand in the digital space and improve your brand, establish your brand, and then network and increase your brand through networking. So that's pretty cool to hear, that your platform is creating opportunities for service members, right? And in this case, a Marine sergeant, to improve his personal branding and establish connections in the digital space. Have you ever had a time when you create some content and you saved it, and then all of a sudden something happened and you lost it? It got deleted. Maybe maybe the digital space something happened. Have you ever had that, man, when you just lost the content?
Lost content. I mean, there are times when it's just like you maybe forgot to record audio or you forgot to frame it right, like in the camera. But I think I'm like naturally like just a problem solver, so I'll just try to, make the best out of it as I can. But no, I've never like accidentally deleted footage or anything like that yet. I haven't done it yet, but yeah, probably in the future I might mess up. So it's totally possible.
Hey, Joey, I hope I didn't jinx you.
No, no.
You, Joey,
Yeah.
you'll call me, you'll send me a text after this podcast, this interview, be like, hey, Mario, since you asked me that question, I just actually accidentally deleted something. Um, no, that's cool. Have you ever had a time, where you were so passionate about what you were doing that you didn't realize what time it was? Maybe you forgot to eat, or someone was like, hey, what are you doing? You've been in there for hours, for days. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I think so. Like over the past year, I've like reflected on this kind of topic of like being obsessed over things and like having like an obsessive personality. And back when I first met Charlie, he asked me, he was like, "Hey, like, do you think you have like an obsessive personality?" And I think he asked me like two or three times, and all times I said no because in my mind I thought that it was like a bad thing. And, since, I didn't want to, make it seem like I was obsessive over like bad things, I just was like, oh, no, no, I'm not obsessive or anything. I have self-control because, you know, I didn't want it to seem like a bad thing. But now I'm starting to realize that I do have an obsessive personality over certain things. So like with YouTube, with business and entrepreneurship and finance and stuff like that, that is what I'm like obsessed about. And so that's where I'll, be able to spend hours and hours and not worry about like other things. So yeah, there have been definitely like nights where I just stay up editing. And yeah, though that's one of the things that I'll definitely obsess over. Yeah. And I think that's
Yeah.
like necessary for you to succeed.
Well, Joey, just the time getting to know you, I think it's your passion, right? I believe it. You're passionate. I mean, you see, I'm smiling because I enjoy what you're doing, your energy, and I believe that you're so passionate in doing what you're doing, uh, that next day, 4 days have gone by, and you're like, I need to stop editing and go eat.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like in the past, I would like play like a lot of video games and I would forget to eat. And so I pretty much just replaced video games with like creating content and YouTube and stuff like that. So it's just moving from one obsession that was maybe unproductive to another obsession that was, I guess, more productive and, was able to make me money.
Well, speaking of money, I know I've run into a lot of people who want to gain a better understanding of the YouTube industry, and to become a YouTuber and to essentially monetize their channels. Any advice for anyone out there that's considering doing that?
For anybody that wants to do like YouTube, like monetize.
Yeah, they want to become a YouTuber, and essentially one of their long-term or short-term goals is to monetize, get their channel monetized.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
think like with YouTube, it's a very, very like you can't really learn how to do YouTube from like, places like school, like traditional like school, like college or whatever. They don't teach you like about YouTube and stuff like that. YouTube, you kind of just have to learn by doing it. And so I recommend just do it. Just because like most people don't even get started. Most people
Right.
are afraid of like the very first video that they make. They don't want it to be, bad. They're afraid of like what their friends will think of them, or what other people online will say. But I say just get started and make like 100 bad videos. And then after those 100 bad videos, then you'll be able to, just each video improve by 1%. And, if you can find yourself a group of individuals that also do social media, like things that you want to do, like-minded, people that are into business and entrepreneurship, then that'll like speed up your growth by a ton, because then you guys can like talk about your videos and like kind of roast each other's videos, and then be able to nitpick and be like, okay, this is what I didn't like about the YouTube video. This is what I didn't like about the thumbnail, the title, what you did at 5 minutes and 43 seconds made me want to click off the video. Like it gets like really, really in depth. But yeah, just getting started and, surrounding yourself with the right type of, and even on YouTube, like just watch videos and make your algorithm on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram about YouTube. If you want to do YouTube, like just surround your entire world with YouTube and like, I guess kind of obsess over it. But if you want to see success, yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten in trouble with that. But everyone, you guys heard it. Joey said it. Do it. Just do it. If you have a vision, just do it. If you want to be a YouTuber, if you're on active duty or not, or you're a Marine veteran or any veteran, and you got it in, you just do it. And then be deliberate and intentional. Surround yourself around folks who are in the digital space, who are in the YouTube industry, they're YouTubers. And again, like Joy said, don't be afraid. I mean, I remember, I went back, deleted probably 20 videos because I was like, what was I doing? But I remember when I first did mine, it was like, I only got like one view in like 4 days. Like,
Yeah.
what the, like, was it that bad? So I mean, have you ever experienced that, Joy? You're like, is it that bad?
Yeah. I mean, my very first videos on YouTube was like, I think I did like a Minecraft video, where I was just playing and making jokes, and I think that video probably got like 5 or 6 views. But that was like in like middle school or high school or something like that. And yeah, even now, like I basically just make content to try and just give value. I don't really like try to focus as much on like the numbers. I just want it to be the best as possible. And then by focusing on making it the best as possible, that's where the views will come. So
Wow. No,
it's
great, Joey. Great advice. Well, I know you're busy, and I won't even say busy. I'm not going to say that. Unarmored talks about accurate thinking. I'm going to remove the term busy. You're having fun. You're doing things that you love doing, and so I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. If you had to give the listeners and viewers one tip, what tip would you give them in regards to going into the YouTube industry or improving their personal brand and more? What would you give them?
Oh man, one tip.
Just one.
I mean, besides get started, I would say just, take like massive action, and like don't ever hesitate, because like hesitating is, I guess this is the same as don't just get started, but it just really comes down to being able to do things super fast, like being able to go from a thought that you have in your head to executing it and making it a reality. And so just, you know, it's kind of like a muscle that you have to train, where if it's an idea, you just immediately have to act upon it, and you can't be stuck in that sort of thinking mindset. You just have to think and then do.
I love it. I love it, Joey. Think and then take the next step and do it. Make it become a reality. Everyone, thank you. Thank you for again listening and tuning in. Joey, thank you for appearing on Unarmored Talk Podcast. How can people find you? If you guys aren't subscribed to his channel yet, you got to subscribe. How can they find you, Joey?
Oh, I mean, they could just find me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram by my name. It's just Joey Nguyen. So Joey, and then my last name is kind of spelled like a little bit difficult. It's Nguyen.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's where they can find me.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you being on the show. And everyone, until next time, a couple of weeks from now, be safe. God bless, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much for having me, Sergeant Major. Bye, everybody.
No, you're welcome. Super 5, my friend.
Semper Fi, Sergeant Major.